Okay, so looking at reverse percentages in this question, this is the other type of percentage question that is introduced with Nat5. And one of the main problems that people find is just identifying when it's a reverse percentage and when it is a compound interest. So within this question, I'm also going to highlight when we can tell this is a reverse percentage. But first, let's have a read through of the question and highlight significant information. So let's just change that back to orange. A shop is having a 15% off sale. So let's highlight that 15% off. If a top now costs £10.20, and I'm going to highlight that now and I'm going to explain why in a second. So if a top now costs £10.20, what did it cost originally? And I'm going to highlight that originally there. So one of the ways to help us identify a reverse percentage is trying to look for a sort of present and a past kind of thing going on in the question. So we're told something is now £10.20. Something has now already had that 15% off. And so that's our present. And then it's asking what did it cost originally. So it's asking what did it cost in the past. And think reverse, we're going backwards. We're wanting to find out what something was before. So that is how it's going to highlight to me to identify that this is a reverse percentage. So the first thing, we are not just going to find 15% of that £10.20. We are told it's a 15% off. So every value always starts at 100%. We have now taken off 15%. So we now have 85%. So everything is at 85% sort of value. So we write 85% equals that £10.20. And essentially our end goal is to find out what 100% was. So we need to have a sort of middle step here in order to get to this 100. And that middle step, when we have a calculator, is 1. That is the easiest one to go for. And so to get from 85% to 1%, I need to divide by 85. And I need to keep things balanced, so I've got to do it on the exact same side. Exact same on the other side. So I'm going to take that £10.20 and I'm going to divide it by 85. When I do that, I get 0.12. And then to go from 1% to 100%, I got to multiply that by 100. And so I do the same on this side because I've got to keep things balanced and multiply this by 100. So my final answer is going to be £12. And you get a mark for each line of work. So just writing down that is your first mark. Finding that 1% is your second mark. And that there is your third mark. So you want to especially make sure you're laying out each and every step, because every step is a mark. And this first one here is quite a nice one to pick up. Okay, let's look at the next question then. Okay, so a family box of cereal is 10% heavier than the regular box. So let's highlight that 10% heavier. If the family box weighs 715, how much does the regular box weigh? So this one here is a little trickier because we don't really have that sort of past, present, past kind of thing going on. But we're still told that the family box is 10% heavier than the regular. So we are told that we kind of have this percentage change that has already happened because we know what our family box is, we know what percentage change happened, and that is going to identify to me that's a reverse percentage. And another way I know it's not compound interest is that there is absolutely zero mention of time. There is no calculate what something is after many years or days or months. So I set up for my reverse percentage. So everything starts at 100%. Because it is 10% heavier, I'm going to add on 10%. So I'm working with 110%. So we know the family box, which is that 110%, weighs 715 grams. So first thing, we go down to 1%, remember? And to do that, I need to divide this by 110. And so I divide this side by 110. So go around my calculator, 715 divided by 110. And that is going to give me 6.5. And then my regular box will be that 100%. And so I times this by 100. And then I times this side by 100. And so my final answer will be 650 grams. Okay, last question then. So this one is a little bit more information, but again, I'm going to highlight and find the key information. So when Sophie sold her car, she lost 55% of what she had originally paid for. So she lost 55% of that original amount. She only got 3,375 even, for her car. What must Sophie have paid for the flat? Why did I write flat there? That should say car. Let's just change that. What must Sophie have paid for the car when she bought it? So we can sort of see this sort of past tense of what did she pay, like asking how much she paid and she bought. There's our past tense kind of identification. So the first thing, she lost 55%. So remember, we always start at 100%. And because she lost, we're going to take away. So that's going to equal 45%. So that's what we're working with. So 45% is going to equal the amount that she actually sold it for. Then I want to go down to 1%. So I've got to divide this side by 45. And now divide this side by 45. So 3,375 divided by 45. And that is just going to equal 75. And then we want to go to 100%. So multiply 1 by 100. And so therefore I need to multiply this side by 100. And so my final answer is going to be £7,500. And that's it. Those are reverse percentages. Let me know if there are any issues, and good luck with the work.